Hey you guys, so we're back with the second part. Still into the head bubble. So what we did was we outlined the ears. They're in red. Put a little detail on that to make sure that we know where the front of the ear is and where the back of the ear is, so we won't get these head bubbles confused. We want to make sure that we know that we're working with the nape when we need the nape area, and that we're working with the forehead area when we need that. So that's dictated with the ears and also the hairline. So as I was speaking about previously, when you're doing the hairline, you're focusing first on the baby hairs. Those are, everyone knows the baby hairs, little short, fine, vellus hairs that are like on your forehead and going around your hairline. You want to mark those just short strokes, like a quotation mark. So they'll just be short strokes like this, you guys. If you could see that. Just short strokes like this. Okay? And so I did that following her hairline in the front, going around to the other side. So you'll see that. It's following, going all the way around from side to side. Then what you can do is you can use another color. See if my orange works. We can use orange, and we can move further back into her hairline and start to make provisions for the rest of the hair. So as we're doing this, when we move further back into adding our hair to our wigs, we know that this is not necessarily the baby hairs anymore. We're getting more into the rest of the hair. So what does that tell me? That tells me that when I'm adding my hair or ventilating my hair, that I'm going to be adding 2 strands, at least in this area. When I was doing the baby hairs, that tells me I'm going to add 1 strand in those areas. Strategically place 1 strand of hair in those areas. And then in these areas where it's orange, typically it'll get thicker, as I said, so it'll be 2 strands. And you can do this around the ears. You're just giving yourself basically a map, if you will, of where to place your hair. So you're going to do the same thing on this side. And then if you want, guys, you still can go back to your baby hairs. And you got to pay attention to where the hair is, where the hair lays, and how the hair lays. Because remember, you're doing this so that it's more natural. So if the hair follicle looks like it's falling or laying a certain way, you want to draw your marks to go that way as well. So on this side, her baby hairs are laying and they're going that way. So I want my marks to kind of come that way. Now I see some that also have like a curl and they're kind of curling. So I may make my marks to come that way. It kind of just gives me a guide. And so now I'm going to take my different colored markers and I'm going to mark where I see fit to mark for the baby hairs or for the other hairs as I go around her head. Now I'm in the back in the nape area. So back here, and I think I need another piece of tape, guys, because I want to make sure I capture her nape. So that does it for me. So with my blue marker, well, maybe one more piece, guys. So with my blue marker, I see that her nape is about right in here. So I want to make sure that I come across and mark that with some of these lines. And if one marker runs out, you guys, you may have to resort to another. So I can see the purple ones now. So this is marking pretty much the end of my nape area, where the baby hairs are in the back of her head. And like I said, you guys, this is pretty much my stopping point when I'm adding my hair. It lets me know where to start and where to stop with my baby hairs or the other hairs. Then, as I said, I move from the baby hairs and I go back up to where I'm going to be adding in a little bit more hair. And so I've marked that with my orange marker. And I can go around her head with the orange marker to detail where I would like to add more hair, or where it's going to start to get thicker at. And that's pretty much all I need for the hairline. Now, what also helps is when I go back and I begin to add my measurements to my head bubble. It's just a thing that I like to do. It just kind of like helps me make sure that I'm just utilizing my head measurements. So I'm going to take my, and this is just simply just writing them down, you guys. It's really nothing crazy. Like, I could just write them down the center. I could put CD and it'll be 21.5, and then I write my circumference as C and it's 21.75. I write E/E and it's 11.5. Right? I write RE for right ear and it's 2. LE for left ear, that's 2. N is 4. F to N, or F/N, is 14.5. And then F, forehead, is 10.5. And then also, if you like, you can write your client's name on here. Okay? So I just like to do that. And then after I do that, you want to make sure that these measurements stay on your bubble. So you just go back and you cover it with tape where you wrote at. That way you can be rest assured that your head measurements will not fade off of your hair bubble, your head bubble. Okay? And so also, when you're doing this this step, this is also the time where you can you know, if you're let's just say your client had a colic of some sort, and you wanted to put that colic in your wig. Also too, on here you can draw like areas where the colic would be, or if you know for a fact that your hair is going in a certain direction, or you want to direct that hair to go in a certain way, you're going to also put your arrows on here as well. So prime example, and I'm just going to use red. If I wanted to have some hair on this side, and well, the hair, if I want the hair on this side to go a certain direction, let's just say I know her hair in this section is going to be ventilated going this way, then I'm just simply going to put some arrows dictating that. Okay, so that means the hair that's in this section is going to be ventilated going this way. Okay, now if there was a possibility that I wanted to maybe create a part, and I wanted the hair to have some movement, I would potentially create my arrows for the hair to be ventilated this way, as I just showed you. And then if I'm going to have like a part, let's just say my part is right here, then I want the hairs that's on the other side of her part to come back this way. So that means the hair on the other side of this part will be ventilated the opposite way. And then that would give me a diagram or a guide as to which way I'm going to ventilate my hair. So this is something that you can also do. You can get very creative and very innovative with this, you guys. It really takes a lot of the guessing work out of the design for you. So if you go in with an idea, know what you're going to do, when you have that head bubble on, and you have it on your client in particular, now would be the time for you to draw your directions. So I know I want hair to go this way. I have a part. I know in this section I want the hair to flow back that way to give it better movement. Or you could do it in reverse. You could have the hair on this side going this way and the hair on the bottom part of the part going that way. It all depends on what you're trying to create and how you're trying to create your design. So it's totally up to you. Totally up to you and your client. Whatever it is you guys come up with, whatever it is you feel best. This is just a good way for you to draw yourself a map and for you to be able to give yourself a guide as you create. So these are all the different things that you want to do or try to implement in your when you're doing your head bubble. Now would be the time. And as I said, you know, even if your client has a cowlick, if you want to put that in there, you could do that as well. You would just simply draw, you know, a circle with arrows going around it to dictate where that cowlick is going to be. So it's just so many things that you could do with this, guys, but she does not have a cowlick on here, which is the reason why I did not draw one. But like I said, it's really useful, really helpful. This is just an intricate detail that you can use to help you customize your units and make them begin to come to life. Also, like I was saying, if you wanted to do parts, you could do parts like I had demonstrated right here. It's just so many different ways that you could utilize this technique to help you design your custom unit. So, and once you've mapped it all out and you know how you want it to flow, you're just going to utilize this as your map, and it'll definitely help you customize your unit. So you guys, I want to thank you. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Let me know. Hopefully I can help you get this part together so that you can definitely utilize it. And I can, you know, walk through this with you. But it's been fun, you guys. I will see you later, and you have a good one.